Good evening, guys. It's Saturday, August 6th. My name is Dave Coker, and this is, of course, Talking About Finance, where we talk about finance. And I think you know the routine by now. If you don't, I'll just repeat it. There's a Telegram channel, about 45, maybe 50 friends of mine, all investment bankers, many from the old days, many new faces. We talk about finance 24/7. And I bring the best ideas here to you, just briefly to let you get an idea about what we're talking about. So we're going to start this evening. We're going to talk about what my wife and I did this night. So the night is young, and the wife and I were at the ABBA hologram or robot or whatever they're calling it concert this evening. And my gosh, it's absolutely incredible. You should check that out. Very, very realistic. So tonight we're going to look at the S&P 500, and wow. Unless you're holding energy, I am. I've got ExxonMobil, XOM there. You're in pain. We do see signs of life in other sectors. We're looking at year-to-date here, and you can see healthcare is actually done mixed. Healthcare plans, sort of okay. In general, though, this is a very down market, and we're seeing lots of volatility in this market. Lots of stocks are losing money. Why? Well, it seems many people have lost the faith. These misguided souls are wandering off the one true path that can bring them to financial independence. And by that, I mean investing in stocks. Sure, you can call us psychos because we invest heavily no matter what price action we're seeing. But we are the enlightened. We see the way forward. And the way forward, my friends, is not sitting on cash, not trying to time the market. You can't. The way forward isn't trading. The way forward is buying and holding, buying and holding, buying and holding and holding and holding forever. I've told you before, I'm fully invested until I die. We never sell our stocks once we buy them. Why would we? We are dividend investors. We invest only for cash flow. We are the warriors. Give us the money. We'll buy the stocks. We don't care what sad management says. We're only looking to the future. And the only future is cash paid to us every month. It's a lovely feeling, my friends. And I want you all to feel this feeling too. Nothing like dividends hitting the bank account. My God, I can hear them. It's almost as good as rent being paid. In fact, it's better. The S&P 500 was up about 0.4% on the week. Now it's down about 13% year to date. Things are looking good, guys, except for some action that we'll get into that happened this week. The VIX traded down slightly. It closed the week at 2115, pretty much unchanged on the week. It's a lot of signs of complacency, but I love it. The 10-year note closed down at 2.84. It's up about 1.3% year to date. Oil closed down 88.37. It's down about 10.4% week on week, up about 17.5% year to date. Of course, Mr. Biden's flushing the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to try to win win the midterm elections. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out, right? Oh, and I feel compelled to tell you about my boring but oh so satisfying life. This week I bought stocks, but I used other people's money. Dividends, yep. I also bought Bitcoin and Ripple like I do every week, like I've been doing every week for years. I've been buying Bitcoin every Friday for years. Ripple, to be fair, honest, a little bit less than a year now, but because that court case is winding towards a conclusion, you can see which way I'm betting. And believe, guys, believe me, things always look grim before they're better. This is an excellent time to invest. Everybody's worried. Everybody's afraid. Everybody's panicked except us. So grab that cash. You make a stash. Let's do this thing. Let's get into it and buy stocks. We can see we're pushing through earnings season. About 72% of companies have reported. Check this out. We're down a little bit year on year. It's okay. Keep the faith. We'll have to see exactly how this all goes. And this is really cool. We were talking about this because, I find it very alien. I know I've been in the UK since 97. I'm British, essentially. And I find this very odd. In the land of the free, you work hard, you earn a little bit more than $1, you pay taxes, you're left with $1. Buy a lottery ticket. You win $1.28 billion. Oh, You've got a partner. Yep, that partner is going to take a bucket of money from you. You win $1.28 billion, and according to Forbes, you net $433 million. It's not that you're worse off in the sense that you're better off at the end of it, but excuse me, it doesn't happen in Europe. Why does it happen in the land of the free? Somebody's got to help me out here. I'm very, very confused. We see the economy in the U.S. is slowing. This is actually a good thing because the Fed is trying to slow the economy. Factory orders can't talk. Sorry, I get so excited about money. Factory orders have decreased 0.4% in July. How's it going to continue? Well, interest rates are going up. The economy overall, other indicators is slowing. Yeah, we'll probably see this happening going forward. But you know, the politicians, they keep telling us that we've never had it better. And I do look at the data. But I'm a real critical SOB. I'm a doubting Thomas, or doubting David, I should say, right? Sure, hourly earnings are record high. The black line shows hourly earnings of all employees. You can see it right there. And what we've done is I put on the same chart on the right-hand side. The blue line shows percentage change. Actually, we're actually seeing how it goes. And you can actually see, guys, that we can, before the pandemic, hourly earnings averaged an increase of 2.9% year on year. Post the pandemic, hourly earnings averaged an increase of 4.9% year on year. And this is the Fed's problem. Jerome Powell has come out and said very clearly he wants unemployment to rise, to soar, to solve the inflation problem. Yeah, and this is interesting because when you look at this, you think, well, you know, why don't I feel better off? Well, I tend to look at things many ways, and looking at nominal or stated earnings is not enough for me. I look at real earnings, and they're collapsing, guys. You can see post-pandemic, they've been dropping at 4.5% a year. That's why Americans are feeling poorer. That's why Americans are going to stop spending. We're already starting to see this impact the economy in many ways. Once Americans stop spending or curtail spending, to speak more precisely, cut back on spending, is when we will see the U.S. economy start to slow. We're already starting to see it because consumption, spending by consumers, accounts for 70% of the U.S. economy. Here's an interesting one. Tech stocks rallying. I look at the NYSE FANG Plus index. It's an equal dollar-weighted index composed of 10 different securities. And here we go, guys. You can see from Tesla up 46.81%, down to Microsoft, only up 8.81% since May. Respectable. And Meta. What are we going to do with Meta? Facebook. I've done some research reports for my clients. It's garbage. I've never liked that stock. In fact, to be totally honest with you guys, I don't like any stock on this list. Why? They either don't pay a dividend, or if they do pay a dividend, it's pathetic. What, I'm going to invest in Apple and get like less than 1%? No way. So it's always interesting to watch this stuff because that's what gives the herd momentum. And speaking of the herd, yeah, this is really good, right? This is AMTD Digital, ticker symbol HKD. And you can see it IPO'd on July 15th. Since it IPO'd, it's up 1,679% as of the close of the market on Friday. And on Thursday, I'm sorry. And you can see since then, since it IPO'd, I've also put down the price to earnings, the overall performance, right? And you can see it's turned in 10,275%, whereas the S&P 500 has only turned in, or returned, I should say, 7.94%. I love stocks like this. It's so entertaining. And this is all courtesy of our good friends at Wall Street Bets. They short squeezed it. They pumped it up. I hope they took their money out. Although, I can tell you from experience, we're going to hear from some people soon the screams of the damned who bet it all on red. Oops, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Bet it all on HKD and lost. Why? Because this stock is down to about $700 now since last week. It peaked at about 2,110 and then it dropped significantly. But still, we can take solace in the fact that Bitcoin is here. We've unmasked Satoshi Nakamoto. At least I didn't do this. Don't blame me. I have no idea what's going on here. This is just something we were laughing about. David Schwartz, don't know the gentleman. Maximum respect because he's CTO of Ripple, which you know I hold a very large position. Not as big as my Bitcoin position, but I'm putting a lot of money into Ripple. I have no idea who did this, if he did it or whatever it means, but it's good fun, isn't it? Still, Bitcoin rocks. This is from Plan B, our friends over at Plan B who do the stock to flow model. And he's got this comparison now between realized price, the 200-week moving average, and the Bitcoin price. And you can see he's very bullish, as I am, obviously. We can see we're approaching, or the Bitcoin price in US dollars is approaching the 200-week moving average. It's roughly trading around the realized price, which is the price of all the transactions in Bitcoin for a given time period. So keep the faith, guys. I ain't selling no Bitcoin. As I always tell people, I have a lot of money in Bitcoin, but I haven't invested much in Bitcoin. That's what happens when you've been buying Bitcoin for, I'm not going to say when, but a long, long time. Every week. Just put the same amount of money into Bitcoin. That's all you got to do. $10, $100, whatever you can spare. Don't consider it an investment. Consider it money you're throwing away because you're not going to unlock that capital for 30 years maybe. Just park it and relax. That's all you got to do, guys. All right, guys, thanks so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure speaking with you. Keep the faith. We're going to have an awesome week. Once again, I'm piling any money I can get my hands onto in the stock market. I buy Bitcoin every week. I buy Ripple every week. Fully invested until I die. Take care, guys.